Hi, welcome to Miss Richardson's U.S. History 5-Minute Lectures. This information will be U.S. Notes 2.17, the first New Deal versus the second New Deal. So we're really going to kind of see what the change is with the second New Deal. It includes information that aligns with the fourth section on your Unit 2 study guide. Remember, you have control of this lecture, so pause whenever you need to, write down your questions, and rewatch as often as you need. And always make sure you're using your study guide to help you take the notes and to help you figure out what to study. Now let's go ahead and get started. Oops. In the last set of notes, you learned about the first New Deal and Roosevelt's first 100 days. This is when many different legislative acts were passed, 15 to be exact in those first 100 days, that directly helped those who were most affected by the Great Depression. But FDR didn't stop at the first 100 days. He continued to work with Congress to pass legislation to improve the economy and to ease the hurt of the Great Depression. This legislation all became collectively known as the Second New Deal. So those acts in the first 100 days are the first New Deal, and then the acts after that are the Second New Deal. The goal of this Second New Deal was to fix the system that had caused the Great Depression in the first place. FDR really focused on the areas not addressed with his first set of legislation and on reforming the problems that had caused the economy to take such a rapid dive and for it to be so tragic and so all-encompassing. His goal was for the U.S. to never have to face a similar economic tragedy again. Programs that were created in the Second New Deal included things like the Works Progress Administration, the National Labor Relations Act, or the Wagner Act, the National Labor Relations Board, the Rural Electrification Administration to get electricity to rural areas. Remember those farmers. We didn't let them have electricity before, but now we are. The Social Security Act, the Public Utility Holding Company Act, the Banking Act, the Resettlement Act, and the Committee for Industrial Organization. So lots more acts passed after those first 100 days, all part of the Second New Deal. Together, these programs and those of the First New Deal gained the nickname Alphabet Soup. This was because most were known not by their full names, but by the letters that stood for the name. AAA, CCC, TVA, SSA, CIO, REA, WPA. It was a big bowl of letters, or alphabet soup. These alphabet soup programs focused on smaller groups of the population like the elderly or on the system as a whole. So for example, the Social Security Act was created to give money back to those who had worked all their lives. So prior to this period, most Americans did not have any kind of retirement fund, and they either worked until they died, or their family would have to support them. So when they were unable to work, they'd move in with their family and they would support them. So this allowed workers to still get a fraction of their pay. The Social Security Act created Social Security, which allowed workers to get a fraction of their pay from the years they worked, which helped out their families and gained the elderly some independence, so they could actually help out and feel like they were being useful. In addition, that meant the elderly workers could stop working, which opened up jobs for the younger workers. So it's going to have kind of a twofold effect and help out the country. These types of issues and ideas were the focus of FDR's Second New Deal. He focused on reforms that would keep a long-lasting growing economy, not just immediate. So First New Deal immediate, Second New Deal long-lasting, with the hope that he was hoping that the U.S. would never again face a depression of the magnitude we had in the 1930s. And to this day, his plans have worked. These have really helped stop horrible depressions from happening. It doesn't mean our economy will never go down, but it will stop a massive depression. So this is the end of U.S. Notes 2.17. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in class. Bring any questions you have, and I will answer them.